Eastwood Bay is a real place. It sits on the coast, a curve of land holding back the sea. By day, it is a beautiful sight. The sun shines on the water, making it sparkle like 1,000 tiny jewels. Families come from all over to visit this peaceful spot. They bring blankets and baskets filled with food for picnics on the soft, warm sand. Children laugh and shout as they build sandcastles, digging moats and decorating their creations with seashells they find along the shore. The sound of their joy mixes with the gentle rhythm of the waves lapping against the land. People love Eastwood Bay for its simple charm. The town nearby is small and friendly, with little shops that sell ice cream and souvenirs. Visitors can walk along the old wooden pier that stretches out into the water. From there, you can see the fishing boats bobbing up and down, their colourful flags flapping in the ocean breeze. It feels like a place where time moves a little slower. It is a perfect escape from the noise and hurry of big city life. The air smells of salt and fresh fish, a scent that many find comforting and familiar. During the summer months, the bay is bustling with activity. Sailboats with their tall white sails glide gracefully across the blue surface of the water. Kayakers paddle close to the shore, exploring the rocky coves and hidden inlets that dot the coastline. The water is cool and refreshing, inviting swimmers to take a dip on a hot afternoon. It seems like an ordinary, happy place where nothing bad could ever happen. The bay holds the laughter and memories of countless sunny days, a collection of happy moments for all who come to enjoy its simple, natural beauty. But when the sun begins to set, everything changes. The bright, cheerful colours of the day fade into shades of grey and deep purple. A thick fog often rolls in from the sea, blanketing the bay in a heavy, silent mist. The happy sounds of the daytime disappear, replaced by an eerie quiet. The water turns dark and looks cold, like black glass. The friendly bay of the afternoon becomes a mysterious and spooky place at night. The locals know this change well, and they have a name for the feeling that settles over the bay after dark: the mariner's chill. The story of Eastwood Bay's haunting started a long, long time ago, over a century past. It is a tale that grandparents tell their grandchildren, a warning passed down through the generations. The legend speaks of a young mariner named Silas. He was known throughout the town for his skill as a sailor and his love for the sea. He had a small, sturdy boat that he cared for as if it were his own child. Every morning he would sail out from the bay before the sun was fully in the sky, his nets ready to catch the day's fish. One foggy autumn morning, Silas said goodbye to his wife and set out as he always did. But this day was different. The fog was thicker than anyone had ever seen it. It was a dense, white wall that swallowed everything. You could not see the hand in front of your face. Silas was a good sailor, the best in Eastwood Bay, so no one worried too much at first. They believed he knew the waters better than anyone and would find his way back safely. The hours passed and the fog did not lift. Day turned into night, and still there was no sign of Silas or his boat. The townspeople waited and watched. They lit lanterns along the shore, hoping the light would guide him home. His wife stood on the pier all night, her eyes searching the dark, foggy water for any sign of his return. But he never came back. His boat was never found. It was as if the sea had opened up and swallowed him whole. Some said he got lost in the impenetrable fog and sailed too far out. Others whispered that something more sinister had happened, something that lurked beneath the waves on foggy nights. The town mourned, but his story did not end there. His wife, heartbroken, continued to wait for him every single night for the rest of her life. The legend says that Silas, lost and lonely, still tries to find his way back to the shore he left so long ago. People believe his ghost now haunts Eastwood Bay, forever searching for the home he can never reach. His spirit is tied to the fog. They say that when the mist is at its thickest, you can feel his sorrow in the air. His tale became a permanent part of the town's history, a sad story that gives the bay its mysterious and somber reputation. The legend of the Lost Mariner is more than just a story to the people who live in Eastwood Bay. It is a reason to be afraid of the water after dark. When night falls and the fog rolls in, the locals stay away from the shore. They lock their doors and pull their curtains tight. They say that going near the bay at night is inviting trouble, that you might see or hear things that you will never be able to forget. The fear is real for them. It is a deep-seated belief that the bay becomes a different, more dangerous place once the sun has disappeared. Parents use the story to keep their children safe. Don't go near the water after sundown, they warn. Silas might mistake you for a lantern and try to follow you. This warning has been repeated so many times that it has become a rule in the town. The pier, so full of life during the day, is completely empty at night. No one dares to walk its length. The silence is broken only by the creaking of the old wood and the lonely sound of a distant foghorn. This deep-rooted fear creates an atmosphere of suspense that hangs over the town on foggy evenings. Many people are drawn to Eastwood Bay specifically because of its spooky reputation. They come from other towns, hoping to experience something supernatural for themselves. These ghost hunters and curious tourists arrive with cameras and recording devices, eager to capture proof of the lost mariner's ghost. They see the locals' fear not as a warning, but as a challenge. They walk the foggy shoreline and sit on the cold, damp pier, waiting for a sign. For them, the bay is like a real-life, scary story, and they want to be a part of it. The attraction is a strange mix of fear and excitement. The possibility of seeing a real ghost is a powerful lure. These visitors often camp on the beach, telling scary stories around a crackling fire and daring each other to walk to the water's edge alone. They are searching for the thrill that comes with facing the unknown. While the locals see the bay as a place of sorrow and danger, these visitors see it as a source of adventure. The bay's dual identity, a peaceful paradise by day and a haunted mystery by night, is what makes it so fascinating to so many people. Over the years, many people have claimed to have strange experiences at Eastwood Bay. One of the most common stories comes from fishermen who are out on the water late at night or very early in the morning. A fisherman named Old Mr. Abernathy told a story that everyone in town knows. He said he was pulling in his nets one moonless, foggy night when he saw a faint light bobbing on the water. It looked like an old-fashioned lantern. He called out, but there was no answer. The light moved slowly toward his boat, then suddenly vanished into the thick mist. He said he felt a deep coldness and heard a soft, sad whisper on the wind. Another well-known account comes from a young couple who were walking on the beach late one evening. They did not believe the old stories and thought it would be romantic. As the fog grew thicker around them, they heard a strange sound. It was the sound of a bell, ringing slowly and faintly, as if coming from far away under the water. There were no boats nearby, and the sound was eerie and unsettling. They said they also saw a dark shape in the water, something that looked like the outline of a small, old boat, but it disappeared as quickly as it appeared. Frightened, they ran from the beach and never returned at night again. Could these strange events be real? Is the ghost of a lost mariner truly wandering the waters of Eastwood Bay, searching for a shore he will never find? The stories from witnesses are compelling, and the fear of the locals is genuine. The consistent reports of a mysterious light, a phantom bell, and feelings of deep sadness make you wonder. For those who have experienced these things firsthand, the legend is not just a story, it is a reality. They believe that something supernatural haunts the bay, a lonely spirit trapped between this world and the next. Or perhaps there is a simpler explanation for everything. The fog at Eastwood Bay is known to play tricks on the eyes and ears. The strange lights could be reflections from the town or other boats, distorted by the thick mist. The sound of a bell could be a buoy marker, its sound carrying strangely in the damp air. The feeling of cold could just be the natural drop in temperature near the water at night. Maybe the legend is just a wonderful, spooky story that has been kept alive by a town's imagination. Is Eastwood Bay haunted, or is it just a place with a lot of fog and a good story? In the end, it is up to you to decide what you believe.